You could even call
And
our
we're
chemistry
live.
organic.
Organic chemistry. Okay.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to TransSpotting. My name's Marsha.
And I'm Celeste.
I'm Rev. Riv? Not Rev. Riv. I could say my own name. Shut up.
I'm proud of you.
Riv is drinking from
I am blonde after all.
blonde in spirit
Blonde in
and
spirit.
hair. I like your she-her mug you're drinking from, River.
Oh, you mean my Shahur mug?
Your she-her mug. Is that how you say it?
That's how you pronounce it officially. That's how you pronounce my pronouns.
Do you like my Miller High Life can?
I do.
Ooh, fancy.
Do you like my
Miller High
hydro
Life
flask?
Hydro Flask and Miller High Life, please sponsor this podcast.
Yeah, they're not sponsoring us, but like I would accept money from either.
Yeah.
It's hard not to accept money when people want to give it to you.
This is true.
I mean,
It's true. Life's expensive.
ain't that the truth?
Unfortunately.
Fucking trans.
Unfortunately.
Oh, I just got out of electrolysis today, and thankfully I've been blessed with tiny little pores, which means it hurts more when the needle goes in, but it means you can't tell afterward. I've had electrolysis on my face.
Lovely.
Oh. So what's the process of electrolysis like for somebody who hasn't gone through it?
Ooh, it's it's so much fun. So what you do is you sit down, you lie down, and you have a technician who is highly skilled and has been trained and probably gone to school for years for this kind of thing, for a couple of years, and they have a little macroscopic macroscopic needle that they then thread into the hair follicles after you let your hair grow out for a couple of days. I was a Wookiee pre-transition, so my hair only takes on my face takes 3 days to grow out to a millimeter or so, and they plunge it into the follicle hole gently, and then they zap it with electricity, and then if you're lucky, kills the root the first time. If you're like me and you have really stubborn hair, it takes 2 years to kill the roots of your upper lip hair because you have so much of it. And
that's a lot of years of poking needles of killing your hair.
Well, I did a year of laser first, and that got most of everything. So, basically, my cheeks are clear for the most part, and then my neck is mostly clear, and then I've got, return, regrowth here and there, but it's, white hair. But my chin and my upper lip, stubborn little bastards.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll need to do electrolysis on not need, but I want to do electrolysis on my face at some point, because laser got most of my dark hairs, but I still have a lot of blonde hairs that come through, and I'm tired of shaving them. So that'll be my next adventure after bottom surgery and all that fun
shaving
stuff.
is the annoying part. Otherwise, I would be fine with not having to worry about it.
Right? Yeah. All of mine I can cover up with foundation really easily at this point because they're so fine now.
Yeah.
Ooh, she fine.
Fine.
She's fine. But the whole shaving thing is so dysphoric, and the whole you gotta touch your face and you're like, oh, prickles. No.
No, don't like the prickles.
Be gone.
I feel that every time I'm washing my face. It's like, ooh,
yes.
Yeah, it's not good.
And I don't have that much. I'm pretty blessed in that way. But
yeah, same here.
Baby faces all around.
Baby faces.
Love it.
I like having a baby face. It makes everybody think I'm younger than I am.
Same.
I am envious of both of your faces that are not very hirsute. And I'm very glad that you don't have to go through that similar experience of laser followed by continued electrolysis for multiple years. It's going to be another 1.5 years, probably till I'm all the way done. I just keep returning.
That's miserable and expensive. So expensive.
It's so expensive. My insurance does not cover that shit.
Yeah, no, mine doesn't either.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah.
It should.
Most insurances don't.
It should. It's technically an elective procedure, so they don't, and it's technically cosmetic, so they don't, most insurance does not cover it. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they will cover it if you have the right, diagnosis from your doctor, but it's pretty rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Especially in today's climate.
Yay!
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yay.
Can I change the subject a little bit? Can I tell you about my latest witchy adventure?
Always.
Oh my god, please do.
Because I think this episode we're just going to have a conversation between the three of us.
Yeah.
So we're just going to update each other on life. No guests this week. Yeah. Okay, so I'll show you. I have this cute little ring here.
I love it.
It's of a little snake, and I think the snake is now my spirit animal because I tried it on and then it wouldn't come off, and I was like, well, I guess it chose me. You know how when it gets stuck on your fingers, like, guess I have to get it. And I just love it. It just makes me really happy, and it reminds me of the snake that I had when I was a kid because I had a snake in my room for from the time I was 6 to when I was 20 or something like that.
What was the snake's name?
Hunter. It was a beautiful, beautiful snake. Would jump up. We had this bowl of goldfish with a plant in it, and she would jump up and swim around, and with her mouth open, trying to grab the goldfish. And we were like, Hunter, you're not a very good hunter, are you? But
good thing you're in captivity.
Just swimming around like a basking shark or something.
Yeah. Also, one of our Patreon subscribers, please GIF this. Please don't. Please don't.
Please
I started taking a pole dancing class too.
Oh.
And one of our Patreon subscribers is in it too. And so I get to say hi to her every week. And that's really fun.
So fun.
That's really fun.
The muscle work that takes for pole dancing is ridiculous.
It's amazing. I've never been so sore in such short amount of time because it's all muscles you're not used to using.
Yeah.
But it's really fun. I highly recommend if you can find a queer pole dancing class in your area, go and take it. It's really fun.
I bet I could find something like that around here. I'll have to look into that.
I want to be able to do it more than once a week because I feel like I need to develop the upper body strength that I don't quite have yet.
That makes sense.
You can borrow some of mine. You can take it off my hands.
I used to have it. I just haven't been working it. I just haven't been working it since I've got that office desk job now. So.
Oh yeah. How's that been going?
Oh, fine. It's fine. It's good. Yeah.
It's good. Okay.
I started a new position last week, so it's pretty exciting. Yeah. Pretty happy about it.
Good. Making the money moves.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
It is good to be here. It's been so long.
I just miss all of you.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, also, Ash is currently busy, but they say hi.
Hi.
So can't come in and
thank you, Ash.
I will.
Yes. What's been going on in your lives?
Well, I am less than 30 days from bottom surgery at this point.
Oh, congratulations.
So, yeah, that'll be March 11th. So I'm in my final stages of preparation for all of that, which is a lot, but everything's lining up. All is good. Just a couple little things I still got to get, like medical clearance from a doctor I still need to get and all of that, but we're chilling. It's going good. I'm actually pretty impressed with myself. I'm not panicking like I thought I was going to be. I'm nervous, but I'm more just excited and ready to be on the other side of this. I'm tired of thinking about it as a future thing. I'm ready to just deal with the hard stuff of it rather than just being apprehensive of what could be or what couldn't be.
That's exciting. I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
And I'm happy that you're having that good attitude too. I think that's really useful.
Yeah. I would like to say it's really intentional. I've put a lot of work into it, but I also don't feel like I'm choosing it. It's just felt easier than I expected it to be.
Yay.
So...
yeah.
Well, that's probably a good sign, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say that's a good sign. So that'll be fun. So yeah, I'll be getting surgery and then I'll be staying in the area after my surgery for a good 3 weeks for just follow-up appointments and My doctor likes to be really conservative with all of that kind of stuff. So, like, hey, stay around, because if there are going to be complications, it's probably going to be in this first month. So that makes me feel nice that, like, I don't know, it's a surgeon that is, he seems
Looking
to,
out
like,
for you.
really go at his own pace. He's not working through these things quickly. It's just nice.
That is nice. How about you, River?
Oh, work, 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 work.
Yeah, that's a frustrating thing about being an adult,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's like, hey, time to
It
catch up.
really
What have you been up
is.
to? Oh, work.
Yep.
Just like regular.
Yeah. For those who don't know, my day job is I am an IT help desk manager. Middle management's fun, y'all. It's not. Don't do it. It's a trap. You think you have authority and slash or ability to make changes in ways that are positive, and then you attempt to do so, and then you come to the horrifying conclusion that that is not the case.
Mm-mm.
So it's been
Never
an uphill.
is.
It's been a struggle recently, but yeah, I'm working through it. Doing my best and trying to find whenever I have downtime, trying to find time to record some music, and I finally have all of the sound dampening stuff in my room I want for recording vocals
Ooh,
for
that's
music.
exciting.
But I
How's your
just don't
music
have the
coming?
time.
Yeah, it's just time.
It's not at all.
It's not. I understand.
Yeah.
'Cause it's-
I've got a new idea for a new song, but I need to make time for it, right? I just haven't had time. I work 9-hour days,
Mhm.
and then half days on Fridays because I have other stuff going on Fridays. But it is difficult to squeeze all of like the essential chores and stuff in on the weekends, and then also get R&R, and then also do your projects and your hobbies, and even
not
if they
enough
are
time.
somewhat monetized, there's not
Yeah,
enough time.
and it's not even
not
just
enough
time, it's
time.
an energy thing. Like, you spend so much of your energy with
Exactly.
work, and then other things you want to do, and when that takes up both a lot of energy and time, it's hard to make
Yeah.
yourself do it, even if it's something you enjoy.
Right. Well, every 2 weeks I have so every other Saturday I do have a social thing. I play D&D over Skype with my best friend since middle school in Minnesota, and my friend who is also his wife. And we hang out and play with Ash and I, and we do that basically all day. And then on the other weekends is when I do electrolysis. Every payday weekend I do electrolysis for an hour and 15 minutes, because beyond that and I have to pee so badly. I can't hold it anymore. So I'm like, all right, here's the limit of how long I can sit here for. Something about that sensation of that like needle going into your skin just eventually makes your body want to do things.
And don't get me started, or you'll hear me talk about how the toxic work culture is ruining our abilities to live happy and fulfilling lives.
Why would I not get you started? That is literally the thing I love talking about.
That's a Riv soapbox right there.
Hey, let's talk about that. Let's
do it. I think you opened the door.
Know something really interesting that I learned the other day about how people used to choose their work? So in the Middle Ages, you would go and you could, if you owned land, you would go to the town square and say, hey, I need this many people to help me farm the crops or whatever. Those people could show up and they would work for a day, and then it was your responsibility to feed them because they're working for you. And the employees had a reputation. If they didn't like your food, they would just leave for the second half of the day.
I love that.
Incredible.
And so now the pendulum swung all the way back around, so the employers have the power, and we have to accept their job offers before we've even heard back from other people sometimes. And we can't quit whenever we want to and switch to something else, because finding a job takes 4 or 5 months for some people or more. It's not great.
Not to mention your health
and you
care
gotta
is
have the
tied
money
to your
to
job.
do it. And healthcare.
Yeah.
And when I was applying for a new apartment today. I'm really excited. It's this lovely, cute little place. I'll be living right next to one of my very best friends, and we'll be, but still have our, my own space and not have a roommate. So that'll be really nice.
That's cool.
And I just feel like so self-actualized, like a little lesbian living in a little townhouse.
Yes. I love
So
this for you.
excited. Yeah.
The Lesbian Townhouse Diaries.
When I was applying for that, it was like, every time you apply to live in an apartment, it's like, where do you work? Where do you pay rent right now? What's your credit score? And it's like, if you're like between jobs, how are you supposed to find a place to live?
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Terrifying.
That's a horrible place to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think that we should go back to the old adage that work provides the lunch, and if we don't like it, we can go home. I think we need to get back to that world.
I like that.
Another thing, here's another story that I heard that was fascinating. There were some English explorers that went to colonize somewhere, and they taught them how to grow their crops so they could grow 3 times more crops. It was something like crop rotation or planting things or irrigation or something. So anyway, they come back in a few years and are like, hey, how come you're not growing more things? And they are like, well, it's 3 times less work now, so we just spend the rest of the day enjoying ourselves.
Yes,
that's how it should be.
I like that idea of living up, why do we have to have this endless production? Let's make as much as we need and then enjoy ourselves. I want to live in that world.
Yeah, capitalism is the end of the world, root of all evil, etc., etc.
Last night I went to a queer anarchist rave, and it was fantastic. 2 of my friends were DJing, and
That's
the
amazing.
vibes, it was amazing, and the vibes were just so good. Everybody there, were like, no creeps, no cops, those are the rules.
Yeah.
And the vibes there were just so good, and to me, I'm like, if I could live in a sort of world where this sort of thing was happening every day, that's where I would want to be. And the fact that there's like this little tiny slice of it right here is really lovely.
Mm-hmm.
I want to live in that queer anarchist space communist world, please. Let's have that
sounds
luxury.
Amazing.
I'll have what she's having.
Yeah. But like at the very least you were able to experience it as something at all. It wasn't just some ethereal idea. You got to go and do this wonderful thing and be like, oh, this exists. This is so cool.
This exists and it's here in the middle of nowhere, and it's lovely.
Yeah, that's cool.
So if it can exist here, it should exist everywhere, is what I'm thinking.
Theoretically, sure.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Make a little queer
listeners and viewers. Homework assignment. Create
start
your own anarchy
queer raves. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Queer anarchist raves. Yeah. Please invite me.
Please.
I'm not gonna know how to do it myself.
Yeah.
Our theme this time, because every time we have like 2 a year. The theme this time was leather and lace. Which was pretty fun. So I had like a leather jacket and like this nice leather top on, or lacy top, and then the jacket didn't last very long because I was getting hot really fast.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Victory sip.
I was like dancing around in very, what's the word I'm looking for? Insensible shoes. The heels were way too long, and my feet hurt today, but it was so worth it.
Sometimes you gotta live it up like that, even if you know that you'll like regret it a little bit later. You gotta live it up.
Oh yeah.
The body regrets it, the mind does not.
The body's like, those shoes were 2 sizes too small.
No. Oh no.
Ouch. Ouch.
Maybe just 1. It's not that bad.
It can't be that bad. How do you even get into them?
Let's see. I was talking about having a rec center where we rec either media or stories or movies of some kind. Would you be interested in moving into that? Do you have any recs, any of you?
Recommendations. I'm sorry, my brain wasn't like making connections. I'm so sorry.
Like wrecking things, like Wreck-It Ralph or something, or like
yeah.
And we're talking about queer stuff, so I'm like, getting wrecked. What?
there was
talking
wrecking
rec queer
crews,
stuff?
and then like gyms, like a rec center. That's where my mind went.
Yeah,
then.
like recreation as well.
Yeah,
So can you start the
pun.
question?
Mm-hmm.
Can you start the
Note to
question
Rib,
over?
edit mine out. Note to self, please edit my own awful gutter mind out, please. I won't. I'll forget.
So, what is the question one more time? Now that I know vaguely what you're asking.
Okay, so I'm gonna play a musical sting right here. Ready? It's the rec center.
We will
Everybody,
replace that with something much more professional.
welcome to the rec center. This is the period of the show where we talk about the things we've been watching that have been making an impact on us, the stories that touch our souls, and the shoes that we wear. Sometimes.
That are two
I
sizes
guess
too
I
small.
was mainly doing that,
the night
so I
before.
apologize. Okay, anyway. Celeste, do you have any
gosh.
recs? Or should I start so y'all can have time to think about something?
Please start.
Okay, I've got 2 recs, and they dovetail together because one led me to the other. The first one is another excellent podcast called Philosophers in Space. One of the hosts on it is a trans woman too, and she's fantastic. The other host, he's nice too. But they go on really deep dives into science fiction and then talk about the philosophy of that science fiction. So they've done all kinds of things from The Color Out of Space to but the one that got me interested lately was they were reviewing this book called Gideon the Ninth, which have either of you heard of that? I missed the train on this. It apparently was pretty big a while ago, but it's a book about lesbian necromancers in space exploring this giant haunted palace.
Yeah. That sounds amazing. Holy
right now.
shit.
And it's written by this person from New Zealand, and she like describes herself as an internet shit poster turned author. And so like the whole book is just like a giant shit post, but like with characters that you're like rooting for and into. I am loving it. So those are my 2 recs. And they were talking about the philosophy of Gideon the Ninth and how much they love the book. So I had to pick it up, and I do love it. It's amazing. So
good recommendations. Good recommendations.
Lesbian necromancers in space. It's like, how many books do you get like that are funny? Like I'm laughing through the whole thing.
That's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
All you need in life. Lesbian necromancers in space.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a movie recommendation. You can always count on me for the movie recommendations. And they're mostly going to be horror. I'm so sorry if that's not your thing, but this is my thing.
Horror, so
I recently watched Saltburn. Have either of you heard of Saltburn or have seen it?
I started it. I didn't finish it.
I've heard of it. I didn't watch
about
it.
Rich people.
No, but like that's the story. Okay, so Saltburn is fundamentally the story of this guy going to Oxford. I believe he's going to Oxford, and he ends up befriending this really cool guy. This guy, he's boring, but you can tell he starts getting this really big crush on this guy, and like he likes him a lot, and there's a little creepy about it, but like, you know, he's really awkward, and he ends up getting invited to the rich guy's summer home. So he goes and spends it there. And I won't go too much into detail beyond that, but it is very much a horror movie, heavily dressed up as a drama movie. It is so good. It's very queer, and not like happy, comfortably queer. Not that I don't think it's bad or offensive, but like it's meant to evoke a lot of emotions while you're watching this. So it's very intense and uncomfortable. Will probably stick as one of my favorite movies of the last several years for a long time, though.
Wow.
Yes.
I should finish it then, because the first little bit that I watched just didn't really grab me, and I was distracted too. So
yeah, it's definitely a movie you kind of got to pay attention to. There's a lot of big themes going on, and yes, you're supposed to hate all the rich people. So like that, they're obnoxious on purpose. Kind of.
That's a good rec.
Good rec.
It's a very good
Ribbit?
rec. Ooh, okay. Um, so I've been really enjoying like slice of life stuff. I do like horror, but I can't do like a lot of gore, and everything that I've seen recently has been very like torture porny,
Love
and
it.
I can't do
I get it.
over the top gore that's like kind of funny almost. Like, yeah, let's do that. Like Evil Dead type gore. Realistic gore, no, I will vomit and I will have nightmares, and
Mhm.
I have enough nightmares without that. So there's a great book. There's also now, I think, a sequel to it out that I just picked up, and I forgot what it's called. But the first book is called Legends and Lattes.
Oh my god, my girlfriend's been reading this.
I my my best friend got it for me a while ago. I started reading it when I was on bottom surgery recovery, and I was so stoned I kept reading like from the beginning each time. So I didn't finish it until the summer of this year, or sorry, of last year. And Legends and
Congratulations on
Lattes,
finishing it.
thank you, by Travis Baldree, Baldree. And there's a new book out now as well. I'm going to start reading too. But yeah, it's very low stakes. There's definitely some great scenes in there, but and there's a climax that happens. There's actually an adventure type of story that happens too. And there's a little bit of queerness in there too, because why wouldn't there be?
Of course.
Highly recommend it. It is not going to keep you up at night. It's going to put you to bed and make you feel cozy about things, and go, will they, won't they? That is my first rec. What else should I recommend?
Travis Baldree is actually from my area. I've heard of this book before.
Aren't you cool? That's so cool.
We don't have very many authors from around here, so it's fun.
Yeah, that's fair. Ooh, what have I watched recently?
At least I think he is. I could be wrong.
Yeah. I really enjoy watching any content from dropout.tv. For those of you who don't know, it's a wonderful collection of comedy writers and actors, and sometimes voice actors, sometimes video game actors, and they a lot of them used to work for College Humor. So College Humor was basically like went bankrupt, and then I'm blanking on this guy's name, but one of the people from College Humor, one of the producers, bought the company, renamed it Dropout.tv, and then basically started a very ethically funded and produced subscription channel that's very Patreon-y. It's moved beyond kind of like the Patreon style component, and it's a subscription service, and there's just tons of great content on there. One of them being a recurring show called Dimension 20, which has a bunch of people playing Dungeons and Dragons. Now, I don't know about you. I have ADHD. I cannot sit down and watch Critical Role for 5 hours anymore. I can't do it. I've stopped trying. We're talking 2.5 to 3 hours maximum for these shows, for the real play shows. And they are fully edited and great pacing, great timing. These are all comedians, so it's amazing content, comedians and actors. And the latest show that's out is the 3rd season of the original show that started it all, called Fantasy High. So Fantasy High School.
Mm-hmm.
And they're now in their junior year, and it's incredible. Anyway,
who's the DM?
Give them your
His
money.
name is on the tip of my tongue.
Brennan Lee Mulligan.
Brennan Lee
He's a
Mulligan,
wonderful human.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Sam Reich is the person who actually bought the College Humor and turned it around into Dropout.tv.
It's cool. I didn't know about that whole history.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wonderful. And they have a lot of great like game shows. They have spin-off shows from their previous game shows, and it's just so wholesome and sometimes kind of raunchy, but in a very wholesome kind of way. Very inclusive. They've got trans and non-binary folks on there all the time, as they're like not just recurring guests, but like actual actors and part of their company. and the way it's written is incredible. And anyway, that's
Just good vibes
my
all
rec
around.
forever and ever. Just good vibes,
Good
all around.
vibes.
Yeah.
Yay!
Beautiful.
Dropout.tv.
Yeah.
You all gave good vibes things. Mine is not a good vibes thing. Sorry. Also, you mentioned Evil Dead. When I lived in Tennessee, I lived about 20 minutes from where the original Evil Dead was filmed, which was really cool. It's private property now. You're not supposed to go there. I went there. So, fun fact, if I remember this story right, the house that the original Evil Dead was shot in got struck by lightning and burned down sometime close to when it was hitting theaters. So it's just like a little empty field in the middle of a forest with like a hole, because the basement scenes of the Evil Dead were actually shot in California, but the rest of it was shot in Tennessee. So yeah, that's a fun fact.
That is a fun fact.
Fun fact.
I feel like going there, you might have to end up chopping off your hand before it kills you, though.
Well, I have both my hands, and I was there, so
that's close. You dodged a bullet.
I know. There's some there's some rough stuff.
I mean, there's something else you're chopping off very soon. So what aren't you telling us?
It's not technically being chopped. It's being inverted.
It's a joke.
It's being inverted.
Listen, all right, people, listen, listeners. It's a joke. I know you don't chop it off. Okay, I've had it done to me. I know it's a joke.
Says the person that's
everyone calm
had it
down.
Done here.
He's literally had it done. They turn it inside out like a sock, you know?
Easy. Like 20 minutes.
In and out.
20-minute adventure, tops. Invert your anatomy.
Oh.
Whoops. That got off the rails really fast.
Oh. You're welcome.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of both of you.
That's great. I'm glad we're all proud of each other. Now that that's been established.
Oh, we're all morons. Oh, God.
I don't know about you. I'm ex-moron.
Oh. Oh
okay.
My goodness.
Okay.
All right, everyone, calm down.
Make me.
Hold your tits. Oh my God.
No.
I'm okay.
I was speaking mainly to myself.
I can't calm them. They just keep growing.
That's nice.
God, I wish.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Let's talk about trans bodies for a second.
Okay.
Ooh, don't threaten me
my
with a good
left
time.
boob is way bigger than my right boob, and I
Same,
knew that
my
would
left is
happen
bigger.
even before I got on HRT. I was like, the left one's going to grow faster.
Are you a lefty? Like when it comes to handwriting?
No.
Interesting, because my
just aware of
right
it.
titty is bigger.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
My left is bigger than my right, and I'm right-handed. So,
are you lefty, Riff?
No, okay. Story time.
Story time.
I was left-handed out the womb. Okay, not like literally, but I lived in Georgia for a while.
Just come out with your left hand doing everything.
I'm left-handed. How did you know? She was holding a sword as she emerged. She's the chosen one, both with her left hand, so she's a lefty. No, I was in school in Georgia in preschool, elementary school.
I'm sorry.
And I know it was not a good time. It was very militant. It was Augusta, Georgia. And I was writing with my left hand, and they forced me to learn how to write with my right hand instead, and literally said that writing with your left hand is the devil's work.
Damn, you grew up in the anti-lefty world? I thought they left that behind in like the 40s or something.
We're talking about Georgia.
Right.
What do you expect?
Talking about Georgia.
Yeah. Sorry if any listeners are from
like
Georgia.
Deep South.
Yeah.
No, if anybody who's listening to us is in Georgia, they understand.
Yeah.
You get it. Look,
I'm not
you
attacking you. I'm attacking your location.
Yeah.
We're attacking your location. We're attacking your geography.
We're attacking your culture.
For a short period of time, I was ambidextrous, and I still write as though I write with my right hand as though I am writing with my left hand, where like it's kind of like scrunched up, kind of funny. And part of why I have really awful handwriting with my right hand, but I can no longer write with my left hand. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I was a lefty, not a lefty anymore. However, I would argue that I play guitar, right? Most of the noodling you do on guitar is with your left hand. Once again,
That makes
somebody
sense.
GIF this, please.
Just noodling over there.
Just noodling. Just noodling. Just a little noodle. Everyone's doing it. Everyone's noodling and having fun. Oh, look at Marcia go. She's rocking out.
Just a bunch of noodle babes.
I don't even want to stop her. I would argue that my left-handedness came through with my strength of my left hand playing guitar on the fretboard side. Even though I technically play regular standard guitar, I'm strumming with my right hand, which is not my stronger hand in some ways.
So. Yeah, guitar is interesting because it almost seems like you need more dexterity in your left than you do your right, unless you're doing some weird finger picking or something.
I would agree.
What's interesting is when I play the guitar, I have a pretty easy time keeping, the melody or whatever I'm doing with my left. But then when I go out to play on the piano, my left is so used to doing rhythm on the piano that if I try to play something like melody and do rhythm with my right hand, I have a hard time with it. I need to practice it more. It's really difficult. And I'm like, left hand, make a fun song, make a fun noise. And it's like, don, don, octave, 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 octave.
Man, I wish I was musically inclined, at all. I'm just not.
Oh, you are? Can you count to 4 for me?
Yes,
Good job. Proud of you. See, now you're musically inclined. It's just practice. It's like any kind of art or baking or drawing or podcasting. It takes a lot of practice to be good at it. Do you think I came out of this womb this good at podcasting?
Yes, I do actually.
Well, yeah, okay, well. I was, yeah. But I'm a weird that way.
God.
Oh, good stuff. Well, Celeste, do you have interest in becoming musically talented? Or not so much?
It's somewhere in the middle, honestly. It's never been enough inclination to actually do it, but it's not something I'm disinterested in.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a topic that I'm they're talking about, playing music. Whereas, I don't know, if someone's talking, a bunch of car mechanic shit, it's so far over my head that I don't know how to interact with it at all. And so, that kind of stuff annoys me. But, music, no, I'm interested. I enjoy that subject. I just have never put the effort in, really.
It's kind of like how I would love to be a novelist, but I'm not sure I would love the process of writing a novel.
Yeah.
You'd like to be a musician, but you're not sure you'd love the process of becoming musical.
For sure. For sure. The thing I would probably be most interested in is bass. I always love the bass guitar. I love hearing it. It makes my soul happy. But
I feel like bass is pretty easy to play, pretty easy to learn enough to be able to play in a group. I mean, of course, it's extremely hard to master, but
of course,
it's a lot more basic than some things.
Wow, we're just on a roll today, aren't we?
What are you guys talking about? Why are you groaning? I don't understand. What did I say?
It's fine. It's fine.
You're okay. You're totally
You're just
fine.
being your wonderful self.
You're just being Marcia.
I never learned how to play piano properly. I can do guitar, I can do bass, I can program drums. I can't play piano. I just can't do it.
I can't program drums.
Read sheet music, which is bad, but I can play by ear. And that's how I fake it until I make it.
Do you wanna swap skills? You can teach me how to program drums. I'll teach you how to improv on the piano.
Actually, yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Let's do that.
That'd be fun.
That would be really, really fun.
Yeah.
And then you could have some kick-ass drums with your piano.
I need some kick-ass drums. I'm not good at
yeah.
the drums at all. I have like 0 drum
Yeah,
skills.
I wish I had rhythm. I don't have any rhythm. I just know how to program rhythms.
I have rhythm, I just don't have style.
Well, have I got the swap for you?
Okay, let's do
I
that.
I got all this style in my rhythm. I got all this rhythm in my style.
It's like when I'm hanging out with my trans mask friends, and I'm like, oh, I wish my chest was bigger. And they're like, oh, I wish my chest was smaller. Let's just swap.
Wouldn't that be great?
Let's just
That would
swap.
There's
just
a
be
solution
so
here in the
nice.
mix somewhere. Yeah.
Easy. We could just switch things around like that.
Breezy.
Easy breezy.
Beautiful.
Cover girl?
Celeste, I'll give you some musical talent in exchange for that beautiful hair color.
Oh, thanks. I mean, hair color is buyable. You can just go to like a nice hairdresser and they'll do that for you.
Damn, really? Wow.
Or go buy a box. Buy a box of something. I'm gonna get so much hate mail. Go buy a box of hair color. It'll be fine.
I've
That's
got
too
bleach in
scary
the kitchen.
when you have dark curly hair. I will fuck
That's
up
true.
my curls if I try to bleach it myself.
Yeah?
They're very fragile. Curly
I'm pretty
hair.
sure to bleach your hair, you just dunk it in straight bleach, right?
No.
Like your whole head. Like
yeah,
into a pool.
You actually have to
Disclaimer.
hold your breath while you're under.
We are not
too.
liable for anything you try on the show. Disclaimer.
I mean, I've always avoided it because that sounded really dangerous. I never understood people say they bleach their hair. How did they do that?
You can do a bleach wash where you kind of cut it with conditioner.
Oh, conditioner. I was wondering if it was water or something.
It won't be quite. I mean, like, don't go out and use like bleach from like the cleaning aisle at Walmart or something.
You'll want to buy hair bleach.
You get like actual hair bleach. If you want to, you can cut that with conditioner. I didn't do that, and I lost a lot of my
thick
curls.
And you, like,
it's kind of wavy.
It on.
But I had curly hair before, and now it's just kind of wavy. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fine.
I like the waviness, though. It looks nice.
I like it too. I actually don't like the super duper curliness that used to be.
Wow, way to fuck over my curls.
I'm doing pretty good with the curls.
Yeah, that
lately,
was a direct commentary on your curls.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Marcy's got curls. Look at those curls.
Look at that. It looks so nice.
Thank you. I've been doing the curly girl method.
I like your bangs.
I did that for
your fringes, as they say in the UK.
I did them myself. I need to get them trimmed.
Oh, good job.
Thanks.
Yeah. I've heard they are notoriously difficult to do yourself. Is that true?
Mm. Yeah, I was very careful.
Double good job.
Thank you. It was one of those things I just kept on cutting it longer than I thought I needed to, and then waiting and looking, and then seeing if I could trim more off.
Did you just do like scissors, or did you use like the razor technique?
Oh, I had kitchen shears. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Scissors.
Living dangerously.
The Marcia way.
That's right. I like to live dangerously. I like to try new techniques and figure out how to do new things. I'd never cut my bangs before, so I did it this time and it wasn't a disaster, so I might do it again.
But
too
also
nervous I found a hairstylist that I just fell in love with. And she's lovely and wonderful, and we talked about all kinds of trans things when I was there last time, because she's trans too, and so we were just like, whoa, chatting and gossiping. So I just want to go get my bangs trimmed by her just to hang out and chat.
Oh, that's amazing.
She's really fun.
Adorable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think my hairstylist knows I'm trans, because I remember we were talking about my name one time to her, and she was like, oh, were you named that because of, like, your siblings have such normal names? Yours is so unique. I was like, oh, I picked mine.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh, you picked yours? That's cool. I've never heard of that. And I'm like, yeah.
Yes.
And she's like, oh, what was your old name? And I was like, oh, I don't like it anymore. She was like, oh, okay. She had no idea what was going on.
That's kind of cute, actually.
It was
That's
really
amazing.
cute.
That's really cute.
I was like, yeah, sorry, I'm not gonna tell you my old name, thanks.
Like we're not doing this today.
You don't
Don't know you that
understand.
well.
I'm not mad at you because you have no idea what's happening here. But
Yeah. That's funny. I had a very similar experience with my first time at my hairdresser, but I tend to reveal too quickly to people. Yeah. End of story. That's all.
Well, at this one, I had gotten a rec for her from a friend of mine, and she had done my friend's hair, and they looked really good. So I was like, okay. And then I wrote on the appointment screening. I was like, what did I say? I wanted to look more gay while still passing as femme. So we did like this little like short side cut here that I can pin up, and it's kind of grown in now, but it's like all short here, and I had that kind of fun thing going on.
Cute.
Yeah.
Really cute.
love it.
But now I just want to keep on cutting it higher and higher and higher.
Do it.
I probably will. But I also have to be working in an extremely purple town where I can't appear too visibly queer. So, or else the Kristen police might come get you. How has
a thread? Had a thread some point in time. It went somewhere.
We could talk about a trans thing here again. I can talk about how just in like the last few months or so, I feel like I've like leveled up in like my presentation and confidence and stuff, and I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's just that my chest is coming into a point where I feel confident about it. Maybe it's like just a combination of growing and maturing and stuff. But I'm just feeling like
maturing.
Yeah, I just feel like so like at peace in a way that I haven't before when it comes to my transition. And it's less about worrying about, because when I started my transition, there was a ton of like anxiety and fear about how you're being perceived and how you're presenting yourself. And do I look absolutely stupid in this? And sometimes I did. I look at the old pictures and I'm like, oh, what was I thinking? That was awful. But, at the time I was just living in this blissful joy that I could express myself in any way that way. And now I feel like I'm coming a lot more into myself, having been on hormones for a couple years now and establishing kind of where I can be and where I am in this town and, the world and stuff. It's just kind of, there's a whole lot less anxiety around it. And I'm very, very thankful for that. And
That's
I think
so wonderful to hear.
I think that that's something that can come, and it comes with time. And for some people, it might come faster. Some people, it might come slower. Some people, it might not come. Some people might not ever not have that. But it's. I just feel very. What's the word I'm looking for? Fortunate that I'm starting to feel that way, and it's very, very satisfying. Very satisfying. I mean, like last night I was wearing a lacy bra out on a dance floor with like fishnet stockings. I would have never done that like a couple of years ago. No way. So much fun.
That's great. Yeah, it's definitely the kind of thing that just like takes time. And I remember there was just a moment where that clicked for me too. And I was like, oh, I I get this. Like, it all makes sense. Like when you're first transitioning, there's just so many new things to learn, like learning how to style yourself. And all of that is constantly changing because your body is changing, your face is changing, your chest is changing, your waist, your hips, it's all
your
just
skin.
in flux. Your skin, your hair, just everything is different. You have to like relearn and readapt
You
to
grow an
everything.
extra arm sometimes. Yeah.
I grew a second dick too, but like that's a different story.
That's probably why.
Say more right now.
No, say less, please.
No, so Celeste should say less?
Celeste should say less about her second dick.
No, you you get more confident in yourself, and that's great. It always makes me so happy to hear other people experiencing that too, because I remember the first moment that it hit where it's like, oh, I've been like good for a couple weeks, and like I didn't realize I had been so consistently good. Like, oh, this is cool. So, yeah.
That is cool. And I shouldn't make fun of you for having a second dick. I've got 2 or 3 on the shelf over there at least.
Yeah,
I've got a couple
they're
in a
her
bag.
trophies.
Yeah, it's okay.
They're her trophies from hunting. So just be careful around Marcia, everyone.
Oh! Didn't have to let that secret out. I thought we said this would not be recorded. That conversation.
I
my
just let it
shelf
slip
of...
sometimes. Wait, would that be called a dick slip? Instead of a nip slip? No.
This is my shelf, and it just says eggs cracked.
See, I was thinking more of like you've got like the wall like mounted plates with just them kind of hanging off the wall and kind of like gently
like somebody's trophy room, like when you have the mounted heads and stuff. Yeah, that's not my
exactly.
vibe. That is not my vibe.
All the heads.
That is not my vibe.
Wow, Riv, that's extreme. That's an extreme mental image you just painted for all of us.
It's very weird, okay? I have no outlet to be weird at work, so here I am.
Okay,
so
talk about it. Now I have to ask.
A dick trophy
do you
wall.
Have a room? Do you have a room that has a bunch of dicks hanging on the wall?
Do you?
No, I'm asking River here.
Oh.
Do you want one?
Oh.
Yeah, do you want one?
Do I want one?
Do you want a room full of dicks
hanging on the wall?
I mean, like fake ones, maybe.
I thought you said they were trophies.
That's really quiet.
You said they were trophies.
I said Marcia's were trophies, not mine.
Look, you were the one that painted this image, so we had to reflect this back at you.
Going down this rabbit hole. Oh my god. I'm very sorry. I am so weird, but I am, and you have to love me anyway. It's in your contract
this sounds like
being co-hosts.
Dicks on the Walls sounds like the start of some like terrible horror novel.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like body horror stuff.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Lovecraft's Rats in the Wall, but it's dicks.
Oh, that squelching noise they make as they scurry.
Yeah.
I love that you actually made the noise. We all had that same mental sound going.
I'm actually crying
and you
right now.
got to grace us and all of our listeners with the... Oh God, we're a mess.
Stay up for hours.
I bet it does.
Oh, right.
Now we're Beans are really in it now. Okay.
Beans. I do like beans.
Did you just use that as an expletive?
Beans.
I did use that as an expletive.
Beans? I've never heard that in my life.
I've heard that.
Beans.
Beans. When I was being raised, we weren't allowed to use swear words or any kind of swear words, like in anger.
Same.
Right? So we found substitute swear words. So one of ours was green beans.
It's very specific.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, I wasn't even allowed to use like obvious replacement words. Like that was a bad thing. Because, and I guess in theory, if you really think that these words are actually bad, a replacement word that means the same thing, doesn't that just end up meaning the same exact thing?
Yeah.
Right.
So like if you follow that logic, it makes sense, but
I mean, as we all know,
logic.
Nothing bad can happen from repressing, expressing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you're a child.
I've been thinking about...
Nothing bad can come from that.